What is going on, guys? It is TDJK Hazard here, and I'm back with another Halo armor customization video. And today I got 4 new armors that I have created. And this first one that you're seeing right here, I call the ODST Sniper armor combination. Now, this is pretty similar to just like, a typical ODST armor combination, but obviously, since this one's going to be specializing in sniping, he's going to have, the sniper rounds on his shoulder rather than just the other ODST shoulder piece that, a regular ODST would have. And honestly, this one's one of the more basic ones, but it's also like one of my favorites just because like it's just like a slight difference that can just change the entire backstory and the entire specialization of the Spartan that you're creating. And I like how you can just make the tiniest difference and it can completely change the role of like the Spartan you're creating. I just find that to be very interesting. It allows for a lot of creativity, and I love, thinking up of like, specializations for like each Spartan that I create, which is why I like also naming them, because it just adds more character to them, even if, it's just a description of like the armor that they're wearing. And obviously, I think I just kind of went with the basic ODST colors, which it would be black and white. Just kept it very, 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 very basic. And obviously, this is one of my favorites just because, like, the slight change could just change the entire meaning of the ODST. And this next armor right here is called the Frontline Armor. Now, kind of like the direct action leader, this armor is for a Spartan who's going to be on the front lines, who's going to be, in the heat of the battle, head on against whatever enemy that they're facing, making up like the mass majority of whatever, fighting force that is fighting. And I didn't make the armor like quite as bulky as the direct action leader, and that's more because like, it's reasonable for like a leader to have like, pretty bulky armor, because I mean they have like importance, they're a leader. And this is kind of just like a grunt, just kind of like standard infantry. I mean, obviously it's a Spartan, so obviously it has some value, but they're not like, as high ranking as like a leader. And so that's why I kind of kept the armor kind of basic, but still, heat of the battle, very, very, very much like, just your typical grunt, but, just in the form of a Spartan. And, yeah, I try to go with some brighter colors as well on this Spartan, like the direct action leader as well. Just, because I don't want all my armors being all, like, dark and, like, brooding. I want to try to, like, show that this game has some color in it, since, like I said in the last video, it is kind of dull and just kind of dark. And next up, another one of the more basic ones is the Field Medic. Obviously, by the name, this armor is meant for an infantryman who specializes in, taking care of wounded soldiers and, trying to bandage them up and, help them recover from wounds and all that type of stuff. And obviously, since hospitals are like red, white, and black, not red, white, and black, red, white, and blue, kind of like showing like that, they're there to like help others. I wanted to make the Field Medic look, almost like how like an ambulance would look. Just got the typical colors you would expect for like a medic to have. And I think this one turned out pretty good. It is pretty affordable in terms of armory credits. You don't need to be a super high rank in order to have all of these pieces together into form the Spartan, and that's what I kind of like about this one. The fact that it's affordable, but it also does look unique, at least in my opinion it does, because I mean a lot of the time you don't really see too many, like, how do I say this, too many like brightly colored Spartans. At least I don't run into that many in the multiplayer. A lot of people like to go for like very dark colors. Obviously there are people who like use bright colors, but I'm really a color person for a lot of these, and I really like how this turned out just because it's affordable, and it's quite clear that just by looking at the character, you can see what the purpose of that character is in the battle. And next up, and the final armor, is the Void Jumper. This is like your paratrooper type armor. And obviously you can see by the helmet and the shoulders that I have attachments that would be, you know, used for somebody who's part of, you know, assaulting from the air. And yeah, that's pretty basic, just like your typical paratrooper. Now, I like to think of the Void Jumpers kind of like, just, you know, parachutists and, like, you know, paratroopers, like, in real life, because, I mean, that's pretty much what they do. It's not quite like an ODST where they drop from, like, a pod. They jump out of whatever they're in, like a Pelican. Let's say they're in a Pelican. That's where they leap out and then land on the field and take part in the battle. So they attack from the air. And they can be used for, like, surprise air attacks, like air raids, or just, you know, just providing reinforcements by landing from above whenever the frontline Spartans need it the most. And that's going to do it for this video, so tell me what you want more. I already got a few more armors made, and I can't wait to make the next video about this. And yeah, later.